Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm sorry about lately that I never been uploaded any reaction videos about rock bands or anything like that. I tried. I've done like 5 already. All of them are black, so I just have to stop it because I can't do anything about it. So but for today's video, I'm going to react on Judge Judy, American and a Filipino woman. She just only 23 years old and is actually 45 years old. They got married and they meet in a very strange way. It's not dating app, it's like some sort of advertisement. But before that, please consider to subscribing. Please hit the likes button, post your comments down below. Without further ado, here we go.
Do you want to stay in the United States or do you want to go home to the Philippines?
I don't know if I can survive. Maybe I'll survive because I work for 2 jobs. I work 7 days.
You
and
work
I
2 jobs now?
Yes, Mom.
You send money home to your family?
Sometimes. But I have to settle all my bills.
Oh, step forward, please.
45-year-old Thomas Lowe says he met his 23-year-old Filipino wife, Arlene Rowe, when he answered an ad in an international dating magazine. Thomas says when his new bride came to live with him in the United States, she charged a fortune in long-distance phone calls back to the Philippines. The marriage ended in divorce, and now he wants her to pay the phone bill.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is number 173 on the calendar in the matter of Lowe versus Lowe. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
This is your former wife.
Yes.
And while usually the background of a couple's courtship, etc., is usually not germane to the issues of the case, I think that in this case it is. How did you meet your wife, sir?
Through correspondence. A friend of mine told me that about it. He had met a wife overseas, and I tried it myself, and I wrote to Arlene, and she wrote back to me.
How did you get her name to write to her?
It was through a magazine that this gentleman informed me of. His name was Cherry Blossoms, and I wrote to her there, and several other ladies too.
Did you advertise in this magazine?
My friend advertised on me in there.
Your friend advertised for you? Okay. So you began to correspond, and then what happened?
She said she was about to go overseas to take a job, and at that particular time we had been corresponding for a year. And
Where was she living at the time?
In the Philippines. And I told her I was going to come to see her and not to go, that I asked her to marry me, and she agreed.
This was before you met her?
We had been corresponding. I told her I was going to go see her,
But before you met her, you told her that you wanted to marry her?
Yes.
He wants her to
and that's why I
pay
was
the
going to the
phone
Philippines to see her.
bills.
You wanted to marry him?
Yeah, but before he told me about that, I supposed to have like my visa is already ready. Then I told him I have to go because I have my responsibility for my sister. So he told me, and he called to my mom, and he talked to my dad. Then he told to my dad that tell him not to go. I will be responsible for all his her responsibility.
For all of your...
Yeah, my visa
expenses.
is ready already. Then
Okay.
he told me to not to go.
How old are you?
I'm 23 right now.
How old are you?
45.
How old was she when you began this correspondence, Mr. Lowe?
I do believe she was 20.
Didn't you think she was a little young for you?
Oh, yes, I wrote and told her so. And she wrote back and told me no, she wasn't.
Well, you should have been older and wiser, sir.
Yes.
Because the thrust of your complaint is that while you're divorced now, she ran up phone bills in the amount of $3,400 to her mother.
Yes.
But he used my mom. He used before that he told to my mom and my sister because he's working with him.
You mean your family was working with him?
Like they're working with him.
What kind
so
of
that's
work?
Why, because they have a correspondence. We have correspondence businesses. Then like my mom was the one who's handling his business in the Philippines.
What kind of business?
It's like correspondence services.
Correspondence services?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
kind of correspondence services?
It's called Romance International.
What?
It's called Romance International. I developed my own service and run it on the
Romance
internet.
International.
Yes, run it on the internet. But, Your Honor, I did not call them for that. I sent them the
Yeah,
pamphlets
but
and
you
everything in
told
the
me,
mail.
but he told me it's okay to call to my mom. And like, you accept not only my mom, you accept the collect calls from your agent that I talk to them.
Miss Lowe, did you talk to your mother a lot?
Yeah, I talked to my mom.
Did you talk to her for a long time?
No.
When you would call her or when she would call you collect to talk to you, just stay on the phone for a half hour? Sometimes longer?
Yeah. If I talk to him, if I talk to my mom, he talked to,
But mostly you talk to her.
yes.
What happened when you started to get these big phone bills? Did he complain?
Yeah, he told me, but I pay for the phone bill when I started working. Then he told me I didn't pay for it. The first salary that I got from here, I pay for his phone bill. But he don't give me any money.
Mr. Lowe,
Yes.
what makes you think that I should order her to pay you money for this phone bill?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, she agreed when I was first initially going to take the phone out to pay for just the international phone calls. I didn't ask her to pay for anything else, just her phone calls and calls she made to the psychic for $195. That was all she was supposed to pay for. I gave her money every week, which I have records of, that went to the bank, which was taken out in the Philippines. So money was given to them every week for her responsibility, even when I was not married to her. When she agreed to marry me, I took care of her responsibilities in the Philippines. But in order to keep the phone on, she promised to pay just the international phone bills. That's all I asked. She never had to pay any other bills at the house.
Okay, so she didn't. So you got a divorce.
Yes. Well, no, the problem with the divorce was I wanted to move to Brentwood, and mother told her no, she couldn't move to Brentwood with me, and she had to work her $4.25 an hour job. I was trying to get her a job paying $12 an hour, $15 an hour. I was ready to send her to school. I had taken out a $28,000 loan to take her to school, and the mother told her she couldn't go to school. She had to work.
No, my mom didn't told that. You want me to send to school. Then like when they interview me, then they told me I have to study like three years to pay $38,000. But you told them that, okay, after you finish your school, you're gonna pay me. I have to pay that for the rest of my life for $38,000.
So what you did you tell her that she was going to have to pay back the tuition?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lowe.
The whole thing was I would have taken out the loan for the thing, and I was very willing to do that.
Mr. Lowe, you married a baby.
Your Honor, when I first married her, she did not strike me as a baby.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm trying to be good in sex, but it takes time.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Arlene Rose says when she came from the Philippines to marry Thomas, a man she met by placing an ad in a dating magazine, he treated her horribly and quickly divorced her. Now he's suing her for long-distance phone calls she made to her family.
In my untrained eye, sir, this looks like a May-December romance.
Yes.
Did you ever hear that expression?
Yes.
And sometimes men marry women and they're very extravagant. They go out and they spend all their husband's money on jewelry and furs and manicures and pedicures and hats. Do women still buy hats? No.
Yeah.
No. Your child bride called her mother a lot.
No, her mother called her.
Or her mother called her a lot. Because she evidently needed to talk to her family. She's very far away from her family. That's what happens when you marry somebody who's very young.
No, Your Honor, the reason they called was because her family kept getting into financial problems.
But you know that. You already know all my responsibilities.
Listen, Miss Lowe, I gather from your answer that you feel as if you have a very strong responsibility to family, even your family in the Philippines. What's supposed to happen when you get married is you're not supposed to necessarily lose that allegiance to your family, but you and your husband create your own unit. You have a mother in the Philippines, you have a father in the Philippines? Yes? You have sisters?
Yes.
You have brothers?
Yes.
They're supposed to take care of themselves. That's not his responsibility.
Yeah, he told me that's not his responsibility.
It's not.
Like,
And it's not your responsibility. You're a baby, 20 years old. You got a mother, your father, brothers, sisters, everybody else in the Philippines. All of a sudden, because you got married, you married somebody who maybe had an extra couple of bucks, that doesn't make your family in the Philippines your financial responsibility. When you're married, this is your financial responsibility, but you're not married anymore. I'm just telling you that for the future, because otherwise you're going to be a very unhappy lady the next time you get married. You
yeah,
can't.
I didn't tell him to.
This is the curious story of Arlene Lowe, the Filipina, 23 years old, got married with this 45 years old American. I came across here on social media. There is so much hate coming into this lady right here. First thing first is she already got her visa going to the United States of America before they got married. About that on her age, she is very vulnerable and staying in the United States with, I think he is an abusive husband. Yes, to be honest, Filipino cultures and Western cultures are very different. We are Filipinos, are very ties into our family, very family oriented, and we do help each other. Working abroad, and we help our family out here. Sending their family members go to school and have a good life in the future. And for us, that's a really nice, that's the only thing that you can give them. As we wanted to have a setback, like we wanted to, like we want you to help me again. That's just up to you. And yeah, when you are already settled down, we were like, some of us are really do stop helping because we already sent you to school and you already have your job. People don't know or understand the Filipino cultures of family values. Even Judge Judy, I think she didn't understand why she was sending money to her family back in the Philippines. But on a Filipino family culture, especially if your family was poor and some of your family members, or you are actually the eldest, you are the breadwinner, you have some sort of take a responsibility of taking care with your siblings, like food, clothing, and especially like of course what I said, educations. And that is the Filipino cultures, and foreigners sometimes have a hard time to understanding this. Filipinos were very family oriented, even though we were grown ups, and that is a culture. Some of the people actually, like especially for people that like working abroad or they got married abroad, things like that, like married Western men, and somehow they find our Filipino cultures and values are toxic. When they were living out of the Philippines, they feel like they were so alone. For example, you get sick. No one's going to help you to taking care of you. No one is going to cook food for you. You need to get up and cook your food. And this is also based on my experience because my husband, even though my husband live here, when I not feeling well, I have really bad days and get sick. He really don't know what to cook for me. So and then my son is the one who's gonna cook for me. There's a huge difference for that, especially for Filipinos. You're gonna go live out here outside of the country. There is a culture shock, both cultures, like Western and Filipino. Well, I really not agreeing about if you are in abroad or you get married with foreigners, you really have to send money into your own family back in the Philippines, because to me, we both have we are now in separate ways, and then I'm trying to make my life, and then you guys are out there, you're not, you are not disabled to not making any money, or you should have to go to work. I think somehow if Filipinos out there, like you needed to set boundaries that, okay, I will help you if anything that really needs help. Like for example, emergencies, I can do that. But like every month I have to send you money. I don't think I will actually do that. Know a lot of Filipinos out there that they were saying that they were sending their family members in school, their nephews, their niece, cousins, or that's okay if you do have money. But some actually Filipinos are the ego itself, the pride, are the ones who talk that from them, because pride is like a sin. that you're gonna do it so the people will gonna take look at you, that like kind of like respect you. To me, no, you need to set boundaries, because if things like this, something like this, she also has needed to take boundaries. Like, okay, I'm going to help you, and I'm going to help you guys if you needed anything like emergencies. There are so many Filipinos out there that really did not accept the fact that it's not easy to live outside of the country. When we were saying that, you are living in the United States, you need to help us out. You are living in the Europe or any part of outside of the country, you need to help us out, because now you are there, you are rich, and you earn a lot of money. You needed to tell them that it's not easy to earn money. Only difference is the currency rate. Okay, so for example, the dollars and pesos, for example, $100 in the Philippines is 5,000 plus pesos. But even though you were saying $100, it's like nothing for you, but you were there in that, in that country, you can really feel it's expensive because you know the currency rate. You needed to tell them that I also needed to save money for my future too. Upon seeing this video, she is so stressed out, and the guy just like laughing, and I don't like that. That's red flag. I hope Miss Arlene Lowe learns her lessons, and she's still young, and especially for Filipina out there that are really kind of like, oh, I want to get married to a foreigner. Let's go hang out and find foreigners. This is what I'm always telling about my followers on other social media accounts. Ask me questions about this. I've always tell them, before you're getting married with the foreigners, or before you're dating with the foreigners, or you have to meet each other, like they have some sort of promises, don't take that as, kind of like, I always take that as a negative. Like, it's like my husband, he thinks that I really don't care what he says, because I really don't believe everything what he was told me before. You need to get to know the person before you say it's okay. You say yes. Yes, hopefully, we were going to learn some lessons about the story of Arlene Lowe. And thank you so much also to Judge Judy. And guys, don't forget to hit like that subscribing button, notifications bell. I can make another reaction videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.